Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1. I have my latest, I'm going to call it stunning video up for you here. I call these sometimes different names like that because that's what it does to me when when the Lord shows me these things. I am just so stunned by some of the things he's showing me real lately. So it might be jaw-dropping video or whatever, as I explained to my Telegram group or whatever. So, and by the way, if you want to sign up for Telegram, I'll have the link in the description box below so you can get notifications because YouTube turns off notifications and things like that for people. It's one of the added benefits of being on YouTube because, they turn off notifications of my subscribers and things like that and do all kinds of hijinks to me, which is great. But anyway, what describe in these videos sometimes, it's all about how the Lord, just surprises me or blows me away. And so sometimes I'll share that with it's the off the charts video or whatever, because I'm just like, what are you showing me? It's just off the charts. It doesn't fit on any diagram or anything. It's just so mind-blowing. So I got a lot of great stuff to share with you. It's going to be off the charts stunning, that I'm just so amazed by. So I can't wait to get to this. And these videos take time. They take many hours, a lot of thought and prayer and stuff going into the preparation of all this. So it's just, it feels sometimes like it's a labor, labor of love, I guess, and also of hate sometimes because of the subject matter and everything and how bad things are going to get and all that stuff. And so I have to be kind of irreverent at times and make it kind of funny when I can. Excuse me. I have to clear my throat a little bit too because I just ate. I was going to either be super hungry through this for a couple hours or eat something and risk my throat being a little funky because I like spicy stuff. I'll do Tabasco and jalapenos, stuff like that. But my throat, being a white guy, doesn't still like, it doesn't like it sometimes, whatever. So that's a lot of times why I do that sometimes. So, either I wait hours until my throat goes back to normal, or I do what I need to do. So again, apologize ahead of time for any kind of clearing throat. So, this is, this just takes so much time. And the point of that is that, when I finally release it or say, here's my latest video, I can't wait to get into the details. As you can imagine, it's like giving birth to a new child or something in a way, because so much of my blood, sweat, and tears and everything goes into this. And again, this is a love-hate thing because I do not like what the enemy's doing and the elite are doing and all that and what they're going to do to people and everything. And on the other hand, I want to be with the Lord and I'm excited about the time getting here in different ways too. So I'm torn, I think if you're really in Christ, you should be torn. If you're not, you won't, maybe, you'll just want to leave or you'll, just embrace the world or whatever, that kind of stuff. So anyway, just moving on here. So let me get right into it. I just want to sometimes express kind of what's going on behind the scenes with me, because that's who I am. I'm real. So moving on here. So here we go. Again, I'm not going to go into this whole thing and read this whole thing. Please watch my last two videos first if you can. If you haven't yet, I'm going to have them links in the description box below. As well as if you want to get on Telegram to get notifications for new videos that come out. Also, I do recent breakdowns of different things, and I post some here and there so you can kind of see what I'm doing, and so you don't have to wait for a YouTube video or see stuff I don't even put on YouTube. So anyway, but I want to hit the points that when you see 4, it's hiding 2 and 2, or 22, which is the year 2022. Also 6 is hiding 2 plus 2 plus 2, or 2022. Okay, that's what that is. And then 0 is hiding O. And that's because of Stinky B.O., the 44th Pres. He is the O. Okay, and then a lot of times when you say 0, you're saying as an O in different things. Like, if your area code in Hawaii is 808, which it is, and that's all for a reason. Or it's Bob, anyway, because 8 looks like B. Bob, Barack Obama. 0 is hiding O, and O is 15, or 1 plus 5 is 6. And then that 6 is hiding 222. So that's huge reasons why it's this year and even this month coming up, November. So September is November. The real September, that, or the predicted programming of September for so long, September 23rd, September, and then 1, that whole thing is all about November. Okay. And I've, in these first two videos, kind of explained some of that. And then this one will explain even more. And then I'm going to have a part 3 coming up soon to get into more details, which I'll explain soon. So if you want to read this about the rule, the Kabbalistic rule of Kalel, which means you can add or take away a 1 any time. I don't add a 1. I take away a 1 because 1 could be a 1 or a slash or things like that. So I take away 1. So just so you know that, you can read this if you want. Okay. So the last video I talked about how 266 is what they're, programming for Stinky BO and even the false prophet, the Pope, and everything. And so that I get into that quite a bit. So watch that first if you haven't. Again, I'd, definitely, for your own good, I would watch these first two that are in the links in the description box below before this third one, this is a part 2 of September is November, but I have one before that. So again, below here. But I'm going to show you another version of this timeline that ultimately ends in 11:12, 11:11 on the West Coast and 11:12 on the East Coast, depends on your time zone, and starts with the Revelation 12 sign. So this is one way of looking at it. Then I'm going to get into this with you, and I'm going to bounce around. I'm going to break out of this here and there and talk about some other things and things too. So I'm bouncing around a little bit just to give you a heads up. Okay, so boom, from the Revelation 12 sign, if you're not familiar with that, I'll go over it a little bit, and then here it is. So Revelation 12 sign, a great and wondrous sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. That actually happened on September 23rd, 2017, which is the 266th day of the year. And again, I covered that more in the last video as far as why that number 266, which is 2 6s and 1 6, or 666. And all these dates coming up and all these important things are hiding some kind of 666. And I'm going to get into some of that too as well today. In this video. So, and then what I discovered, this is what was discovered by, whoever discovered this, whether it was Clark or somebody else. But people talked about this, but people haven't talked about this last planet right here, which is massively key in understanding this whole thing and what I'm going to get into today. Saturn was down here farther. It's actually farther away than that, but I'm just showing it so it stays on the screen. Saturn is part of this. So you literally have 5 planets and the sun, including Regulus right here, but and then whatever, and then you have 5 planets in the sun in a line right here, and then that is repeated, a version of that 5 planets in the sun, the same 5 planets in the sun later, and I'm going to show you that here. So again, with this timeline, I'm going to go. I shared on my last video from 9:23 to 10:29 is 266 weeks. Now I'm going to show you a different way of showing this, but with actually these crazy signs in the sky that I have found, and apparently nobody else has found. And I'm coining their name. I'm coining their names and everything, because I've discovered them. So here we go. So let's get into that. So from 9:23, I'm going to leave these over here as far as the 7 days and 7 days here for this 14-day / 16-day period here. But right here from 9:23, right here it was 9:23. This is, and this helped for me to get a different version of Stellarium that's online. That helped me see in a different way and also figure out some different calculations and things. Thank you, S, for that. I will just say, as I used to say S a long time ago, now I'll say it's Sabine. Thank you, Sabine, for getting that information to me, some of this stuff. So San Francisco, boom, is where we're starting from, because we have right here, or actually right in here, which I'm not showing right now, but I will show you, is the Golden Gate Bridge. And so this is right over the Golden Gate Bridge on, as you see, 9/23/2017. And look, this is the Revelation 12 sign. Look, you have the woman clothed in the sun, moon under her feet, and then we have these 5 planets: Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn. Okay, and that's the sign. But there's more to add to that to point to what is going to happen, okay, down the road. And this is finally complete. I'm pretty sure this is complete. We will see, okay, but my guess is right now this is complete, and this time is absolutely it, but we'll see. I don't know the future, okay, but the Lord has given me breadcrumbs over 4+ years, actually over 7.5 years, when he first started showing me dreams and visions and all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, that's all great, well and good, and it's all crazy and terrifying and stuff. But how can I share this with people, and how can I warn people and everything? And over the years, he showed me how to do that and how to bring evidence of some kind, the best I can find, the best I can come up with, because I have limited, not only funds and resources, but view and scope of understanding and all that stuff. And over time, he's of course, broaden my scope and view of understanding and all that stuff. And then I have to try to explain it in these videos. So that's even more challenging at times. So, boom. So from right here, and you just saw that sign right there in the sky in San Francisco, because of the Golden Gate Bridge, because a Golden Gate is going to open, okay? And that's what they're looking for, and that's what God is going to do at some point, okay? But their Golden Gate is different than ours, than the truth, okay? I'll explain that to some degree. So 9/23 to 11/9/2019, so we have the year up here, to 11/9, which you'll notice this is something backwards, this and then that, okay? It's crazy, okay? We also have 2 is 1 and 1/9 right here, 9/2 right here. This is absolutely crazy. Okay, so, but it's 777 days. Well, that is a Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey, or some people say Yahweh. I'm going to say Yahweh for make it super simple. But Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey is right here. And you see that can look like 777 or even 717. Some people really into 717 because it means to snatch up in the Strong's Greek is 717. It also looks again like 777. Okay, this is just a little shorter 7, but also 777 is also 111 weeks. This could also look like an extended 1 and a 1 and extended 1. So that's crazy how this is, and they overlap, and that's part of the reasons here. I mean, why this is here, because he loves sevens, as you know. If you know the Bible at all, God loves sevens, a spiritual perfection, and then multiple sevens mean several things. And I've studied biblical numerology. I know to some, religious nuts out there, they don't understand the idea of numerology and they think it's occultic and all this stuff. No, biblical numerology, because news flash to Chris and Dumb and Dumber. Chris and Dumb and Dumber. Chris and Dumb is the whole area of, the world of Christians. Okay. Chris and Dumb and Dumber is the whole world of Christians that are not too bright, and they basically go by what churchianity dictates, and that is people who are supposed to be pastors, but they're really teachers, and the whole thing is upside down and all kinds of stuff anyway. And so they're being taught all kinds of stuff that's not necessarily biblical, including anyway, I can get on a soapbox and go forever on this, but I'm not going to. But so anyway, let me get back to the point of 777 being one of God's numbers. Okay, wow, it's frustrating because there's so much truth that has been, glossed over and hidden. Especially about these end times, this stuff is not talked about in most churches, just not at all. And so I've got to talk about it and expose it. And my job is to expose the darkness. And so people think, oh, it's so evil, this numerology and this, you exposing you're part of it and everything. No, newsflash. Again, another newsflash is, Ephesians 5:11 says, which is the motto of my Telegram channel. Ephesians 5:11 is to not be a part of darkness, but to expose it. Basically, in a nutshell, that's basically what it says. Don't be a part of it, but expose it. We are called to expose it. How can I expose it if I don't show how it's done? And then when I show how it's done, then people go, oh, you're part of it, and you're in the numerology, and that's bad. Numerology is just the study of numbers. I mean, so who invented numbers? Who created numbers? Ding, 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 God. I mean, come on, people. I mean, seriously, wake up. The ones who, refuse to deal with, real life and we get stuck in a box. You're stuck in a box. Years ago, I was stuck in a box, and the Lord took a razor knife and cut the size of the box away. And I had this wide open panoramic view of what was possible with God and what he can do and all this stuff. By the way, that was a prophecy I got. Almost it was exact words. So anyway, years ago, and he cut away the box, and he showed me that he is so extensive on how he communicates and just a lot of things. Anyway, back to this. So that is a way of showing, hey, this is God's signature here. So what happened on this? What's going on this day? Okay, 11/9/2019. Okay, well, boom, right here. There it is. And same exact area, San Francisco. In fact, this is from an particular island called Angel Island, and I'll show you that view pretty soon here. There's a reason why it's Angel Island. There's so much I could get into, but I would have a 15-hour video. There's so much. And then, so that's 11/9/2019. And again, look, right in the horizon, right on the ecliptic, right in this view. Again, right, very similar to where it was before. This is where Golden Gate Bridge would be right here. Again, is foretelling the opening of the Golden Gate. And that's what these things are showing. Like, for example, sun is in judgment. There's a number of reasons for all these things and where the planets are right there. And I'm going to get into all that right now. Again, that would be a longer video. Okay, but the point is that this is another exact alignment of the exact same planets. Let me go back. No, go back. The exact same planets and the sun. And kind of this, above the horizon right here. I mean, above the Golden Gate Bridge right here. Okay, so boom. Next, I'm going to show you. This is what I showed a couple years ago. A few months after I realized this, and it come to some different things that I call this the Golden Gate alignment because I discovered it. To this day I don't know about anybody who knows about this. Okay, this is crazy. What confirmed that this was something, not to mention all the exact planets in a row and the sun right over the Golden Gate Bridge. I mean, this is literally a picture from Angel Island right here. South is right over here. The west is like way over here, more off the page here, or more off here. But that's where kind of I was showing you earlier. But to confirm that massively as far as a sign that the enemy was doing, a false sign, is this. This is found by Daniel Cannon, and this was satellite, I think it was infrared satellite, showing right here, and he had arrows pointing to him, fire, 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 right at this time. And this was in September, but right at this time, this exact time was, and I verified it, that it was the 11th, that this was going on exactly on the 11th of September, 2019. And then right here, I put, this is, just to put this right here, in kind of gold, is where the Golden Gate Bridge is. So this is exactly parallel to the Golden Gate Bridge, while this is parallel to the Golden Gate Bridge right here. So, and then what's crazy about this? Let me show you. Okay, well, there's a Golden Gate Bridge right there. So this is parallel to the Golden Gate Bridge, and I'm going to bring this right up here like this. Notice the spacing here. It's almost exactly right. Now watch. So this is where the planets are. There's the sun right there. Okay. Now we have the planets right here. I just blew this up. And look at the spacing on this. Look how these are almost exactly lined up. So first of all, are you going to tell me that naturally these all fires occurred at the same time in a line? And then they actually exactly match the alignment of this position of these planets that were parallel to the Golden Gate Bridge, while these fires are parallel to Golden Gate. These so-called wildfires, who have the numerology of WF or 2236 or 623 or 923. I mean, give me a break. And many other things I could describe and share and blow your mind. Things I've shared in the past. It's crazy. But the only thing that's different is the sun right here. I don't know, but notice this is much bigger than the other ones. Is that a coincidence that the sun would show up much bigger than these planets, and this fire right here is much bigger than than these other ones here, and it's still in position between these two? So while these are kind of off, two are off here and not lined up with each other, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason, but these are all lined up exactly. That's incredible. I'm proving it. I'm sorry, but I'm proving. If you don't see it, I'm sorry, but to the person who is open to real evidence and interpretation, then you can see that these are lined up on this exact day over the Golden Gate Bridge, and then these were right beside the Golden Gate Bridge on that same day. Yeah, right. Okay. It says this is real. And again, that was 777 days from the Revelation 12 sign. Okay, and this just happens to be 9 and 1 and then 1 backwards. Please, by the way, this was the best I could estimate with this is at 2:40 in the afternoon that this lined up here, the best. Okay, it could have been anywhere a few minutes before, after, whatever too, but whatever. That was my best guess on this. And by the way, that's 11/11/11, and I get into all that right now. Okay, boom. And then I want to coordinate this with why they would show this. They're going to show basically the opening of the Golden Gate would herald a few days later the opening of the Golden Gate. Okay. That's what I'm saying. By the way, here's 9, 1, and then 5 plus 5 is 10. Take away 0. So you have 9, 1, and then 1 again, or 11, 9. And I wanted to equate this to that 11, 9, or 9, 1, and then 1 sign, in the sky as well. Because ultimately 9, 1, and then 1 is 11, 1, and then 1. Because 9, because like I said in my title, September 9 is November 9. The real September is November, because Novem in Latin means 9. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? So this was going back. I'm just going to show some different movies. There's a ton of movies, but I'm going to show just a few that show this Golden Gate Bridge being destroyed. And there's even more of a reason than just the symbol of this. There is a message that's shown that most people don't, I mean, not most people, nobody knows. The Lord just showed me recently, and I knew there was a puzzle here, but he showed me real clearly what this is. He showed me parts of it in the past, and now I understand this completely, and it's going to be mind-blowing. Get ready to have your mind completely blown. Okay, so this movie, it came from beneath the sea. It's this giant octopus. It's so tacky. There's so funny in this movie. It's so tacky, but it's stop motion, It's just, but at the time, whatever. But all these movies, they're destroying the the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, right? Boom. Okay, so let me just keep going with some evidence on this. So it came from beneath the sea is 216, and by the way, Stinky Bo is 623. Okay, and the day he was born is the 216th day of the year. That's just a coincidence. Again, his name is 623, and you have 6 and then 23. You could say this first, 6 words, and then 23 letters. Okay, and that just has to be a coincidence. I don't think so. And the 216th day of the year is August 4th, which is also 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. There's many ways that he is 666. I've said this so many times. I've shown this so many times. That's why he is the AC and nobody else is. Okay, I have over 600 plus. I went past 666. I don't know where I'm at now, but so I've kind of given up. I was just showing. Once I got past 666, I stopped counting them all personally. So there's no one that comes close. He is the AC by far. There's just the Antichrist, okay, by far. Okay, that's it. And I'm proving it in my videos every single time. Okay. And so he is the creature from the sea. If you want to look, it came from beneath the sea. The Bible describes him as the creature that comes from the sea, the being or man that comes from the sea, beast from the sea, right? And then he's the beast from the sea. And that just happens to be 216. He just happened to be born on 216, and that just has to be 623, and that's his name. And he is born on 216th day of the year. I mean, come on. I mean, really? Okay, I'm going to bring you more. If you don't understand that, I mean, wow. I mean, if that doesn't make sense, this is random. Okay, or you can just describe what's going on very simply as giant octopus attacking the Golden Gate Bridge is 666. Or 6, and then 6 plus 6 is 12. So you'd have 612 backwards is 216, which 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. And it just happens to be this. I just described it super simply. Giant octopus attacking the Golden Gate Bridge is 666. That's a coincidence. Look at that. Giant is 84. I mean, I could pick this apart so many times. 84. We have when the full moon or the blood moon happens here this year on 11/7. I mean, he's Mr. 57. There's so much stuff, which is triple tau, 19. I mean, all these different things. I go, oh, look at this. We got 48, 84 again. We got 57 again. I mean, it just goes forever and ever. And again, to explain all this stuff would take hours. Boom. And then look, it came from beneath the sea again. And this is 6 times this, because this is reverse. So, but the English ordinal times English ordinal is English Sumerian. And again, we have the 623 here. And then we have 9, which is really 11. And then we have 12. And then we have 6 is hiding 222. So we have the real September, which is Novem, 12, and then 222. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I didn't spell this all out exactly, so it's simply to easily describe it here. Hopefully you follow me. Because remember, 11 and 12th day of the year, or November 11th and November 12th, 2022, is when this tsunami is going to happen. So it's 11/11 on the West Coast. Right, at the moment it happens in Hawaii, technically 11/11 2022, and then 11/12 on the East Coast is the time of day, or the the time on the clock or the time zone that it is on the East Coast, 11/12 or 9/12, because to them November is 9/12 2022. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully it does. And then look, here's the poster for that. And just simply look at a couple things on this poster. There's so much more I could deal with. I mean, it's just packed with stuff. But if you just go like this, boom, look at the green and yellow. See, they look at the green and yellow. They pick the green and yellow. There's some green and yellow here, green and yellow here. It's obvious that it has something to do with this. Green yellow is what? Look, boom. 5 plus 6 is 11. And then we have 1 and 1 still right there. And you have that's 11. And then we're going to get rule of collage, take any one away, boom. And then 4 is 2, hiding 2 and 2, like I showed you earlier. So again, 11, 11, 22. And these things just keep popping up and popping up. Even the word, look how this is much bigger than the rest, okay? It, oh, like the movie It there's a movie called It. It was about a crazy clown, and that's about the Antichrist as well. I mean, about the sick thing that goes after children and consumes them. I had this horrible dream, I don't know, a year and a half ago or something like that, where I saw Stinky B.O. consuming children. It was just horrible. He is it. And what is it? It is 29. It's simple English ordinal, because I is 9 and T is 20. So if you look at it this way, or you add them together and you get 9 plus 20, either way, it's 11. So if you go like this, when you add them together, it's 29. So that's 2 is hiding 1 and 1, and then 9, which is like that, the sign I showed you in the sky, but that's also 9 is really Novem 11. Or you look at it this way, which is 9, and then 2 is hiding whatever. And then 0 is 6, which is 2, 2, 2. So it's 9, 11. And then you add the 0, which is hiding 6, which is O, is 2, 2, 2. So that's November 11, 2, 2, 2. I mean, come on. There it is. I mean, wow, it's all over the place. Okay, keep going here. So here's another movie called The Core back in 2003. Okay, now look at this. You see this beam? This is what's so crazy about this. When I realize this again, I'm like, oh my goodness. This is a DEW, a directed energy weaponizes. I gotta hide these things. Directed energy weaponizes, okay, weaponsals, okay. I mean, seriously, look at this. And remember, I showed you those burns on right here. That is exactly where the Golden Gate Bridge is, right there. And then right here would be where those burns in, and they're showing it right there in the movie. It's saying it's because of climate change, or the people mess with the core of the Earth and did something to it, which they are messing with technology. So they tell you half truths in these movies, and then it somehow broke a hole in the the ozone layer or something like that. Boom! But they're really showing you they're using a directed energy weaponitis. I'm just saying that, whatever. I got to speak in code here because of the Al Gore rhythms. Okay, I mean, seriously, I should have a little dancing Al Gore right here, but anyway, yeah, I mean, this is like stunning when I think about it. They're literally showing this, and I'm going to show you, boom, this, but first, 2 is hiding 1 and 1, just use the whole date. Okay, okay, rewind. 2 is hiding 1 and 1. And then boom, 3 is hiding 1, 1, 1. Okay, that's just, or 1 and 2. It's 1 and 2 or 1, 1, 1. Okay, that's just what it is. And then 0 and 0 are O and O, which is 6 and 6. 6 and 6 are 12. And I'm just going to turn it backwards to so you can see it a little bit better. So 12 turned backwards is 21. Boom. So we have 11, 11, 22. Okay, it's just simply, again, they can't make this super, they can't put that exact date on it or something super close, because it'd be too easy to see. They have to hide these, and I'm exposing how they're hiding these things. Boom. Now, I did a video about this a couple years ago when this happened on roughly, it was okay, so that was the one that happened in 2019 is what I showed you, the sign, okay? But then in 2020, in September, and literally what I'm going to show you was on the 11th. Okay, it's just, you can't make this stuff up. It's just crazy, okay? Oh, and this is my thumbnail for my video. But I literally, from doing some research on these fires, I saw these beams, and literally it was open to public. You can go to their, their satellite views, and this is like infrared. And I literally, when I waited a while and watched the time lapse, and there's a bar you can move back and forth to see time lapse over hours, I saw these things appear for hours. And they're literally like, and it reminded me when I was a kid, I took a magnifying glass and would burn up ants. I mean, when I was a kid, I like had a magnifying glass. I think it's cool to burn ants. I mean, I was a stupid kid, little kid, right? But that's what these guys are doing. In fact, that's even in the movie Angry Birds 2. The bad pig guy, whatever, can't think of his name now. But anyway, he's got a huge magnifying glass and he's hitting the birds with this DE weapon, directed energy weapons, and burning them with it. I mean, it's just crazy. It's an all predictive program. It's crazy. Like I just showed you in this movie. Boom. And I'm going to show you this even more. And then watch what I found in this. So bam, here it is. Here's one, for example. And you see this beam. Look, I mean, do you realize what I just showed you in the core? And there it is, caught from the sky, showing it. Boom. They're them doing it. This is hitting on this spot for hours, and there's this huge so-called wildfire when it was caused by technology. I mean, obviously shouting from the rooftops. I mean, I did in kind of code, but I did share this when it happened, just after it happened, because I'm like, ding, 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 look at this. I mean, are you kidding me? Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. I mean, are you kidding me? This is stunning. It's shown ahead of time back in 2003. Are you kidding me? Are you, as one controlled person, are you serious? Are you serious? Which has to do with the Dog Star series. I'm not getting into all that right now. Okay. But while these are happening, okay, back here, this was I couldn't believe this exact day. I went back to look at this. I'm like, no way. I wasn't even. I went back to look at some of this stuff, and I remembered I found an image. It was like, what? So these fires are going on. Again, this was a year after the 11/9/2019, that sign that I showed you above San Francisco, whatever, that was 777 days later after the Revelation 12 sign. And this is about a year later, but it's in September, not November, but even though they showed November as September. Okay, right? But look at this thing. This is incredible. What I saw on this, and by the way, again, and I'm going to show you the exact time here. This is crazy. What is this showing? Can you see anything in that? Boom. This freaked me out. I mean, not scary, but freaked me out. Like, what? I mean, okay, so keep in mind, when the tsunamis happened, 11/11/11/12, what I've said for a few years was that it will break open the cap to the abyss. And that's what Hawaii is the cap. The Big Island is a cap to the abyss. And there's a lot of things that signal that for years, but it is, okay? And they need to destroy it. They need to destroy the cap of the abyss, okay? And then as soon as that happens, things are going to come out right away. And these are the things that are going to come out. If you can see this is a wing right here. This is a head with two eyes on either side. This is a locust being, flying locust being. Look, he's standing up. He's got legs right here, arm. There's even a little tail sticking up right here, scorpion-like tail kind of thing. Weird. I mean, and they sting people with. I mean, hopefully you can see this. This is stunning. Okay, I shared this with a brother of mine, and he put it on his channel last year, I think it was, or whatever. And I whatever, that's fine. It is, because he was stunned by it too, but I mean, I couldn't believe I found this. And how did they even do this? What did they burn it? Is precisely this image in this length? I mean, this is 10, this is, what is this, 100 miles? I mean, I don't know what this, California's huge. I mean, what the length would this be? I don't know. This would be 60, 70 miles at least, or maybe more. I don't know what it is. This would be. I guess I could look at a map and see, but look at that from head to toe. That is a head with two eyes. It looks like a grasshopper head kind of, but that's that's a locust, right? And then look at this. There's arms you can see here. There's a body. This looks like a thigh right here. Leg. This is incredible. And it's looking at you. It's like, looking at you. I mean, what the heck? And it looks like its other wing is over here, maybe upside down and backwards. I mean, I don't know, but that is a serious image right there. I mean, there's those. Anyway, I just can see images that a lot of people go right over, and I see detail and I see all that stuff. Hopefully you can see that. It is so stunning. And it's even more stunning that, okay, in relation to when this looks like it was completed, because I went through and I saw what it looked like when it was completed, because it was being formed over some time. And then when it was completed, I saw the maximum form. Look at this. It's 11th of September 2020. And that was the time. Okay, and the reason this is kind of red because I amped up the red even more in this to see if I could see anything else, and I brought it right down to show the contrast of this between the darker background and whatever. But I upped up the red, and that's when I was just looking at it if I can find anything else, and then I would like, woo, that is. And look at this, even upside down, it's 9, and then 1, and then 1 is crazy. And that's when this was formed, exactly, pretty much the best I could guess. It might even been, this might even been 22 if I thought about it, but I don't know. It's just crazy. Hopefully that makes sense. That's when these things are going to come out. This confirms it even more to me. That's mind blowing. Okay, so anyway, so then even if you look at gematria, it works this way in many gematrias, but I'm gonna just use a reverse extended so it can be a little bit clearer. It's all about, okay, what can I show you that's easier to show you, that's not doesn't seem so contrived, but it's easier to show you. So we already have 11, 11, 22, and then look at this. We have 11, obviously right there, 11. I'm gonna knock off a 1 for Ruler Kalel. And then boom, we have 11, 5, and 6 is 11. And then 4 is hiding 2 and 2. Like I said, there it is. Believe it or not, that's it. It's right there. It's all over the place. I mean, like I said, I could spend hours and hours more showing you all the little details that would be actually way too much stuff, and you'd probably get bored and go away. Anyway, boom. And then again, this is showing the movie. Again, this is showing you more detail. At the beginning, it shows that going down to the earth, and then boom, it shows it right there. This is massive ray, this directed energy weaponitis. I'm just gonna say it that way. But they're giving you a hint. It's so crazy. And watch, and then boom, then it goes and it's melting through metal. Right? It's breaking through the Golden Gate Bridge. It's going across. See, you have it going across here, right? And then this is even the metal, things that, that go across it, holding it up, and it melting right through, and you see it coming through right here. It's crazy. Does that look familiar? I mean, look at this. This is so crazy. This is one of the many images I've seen from all these fires, going from Paradise to, I mean, any and all these names. Yeah, I'm not getting into all the names because they're probably flagged and everything, but I'm just going to say that. But look at this. This ain't no paradise. But look, I mean, this is the problem with this. If anybody look at it with any kind of real eye, where is the wildfire? Wildfires pass from trees to trees. Where the trees are completely intact. That's what I've shown many times. I mean, look at these bushes over here and stuff. And then the road is getting attacked. And then these things are melted. Everything's melted. Even the aluminum and stuff is melted on the street and everything, as I've shared before. I mean, even this is not... Look, this is not even affected here. How would this be so superheated and look like it's in a crematorium or something? And this is not affected. And this is not affected. Look right next to this. The wood's hardly even scorched at all. It's barely there. I mean, it's still there. The heat that would cause this, I mean, forget about it. If you can't see this, you probably already know about this if you understand this. It's crazy. There's just no way. There's no wildfire. All this stuff would be burned. All the trees would be gone. It doesn't jump from here across and go to somewhere else. How does it get on the street when there's no trees right around here? And the tree that's right there is just scorched a little bit because of the heat of this. It's still there. It's still standing. Okay, this shows just hugely. So these things don't hurt certain things. They melt and destroy, metal and things like that, and glass and everything. But, organic stuff, they don't mess with it. And I know what that is. It's called some form of microwave, and it's a beam. And that's when I've shown that many times. Okay, anyway, and then they show it going right through. It keeps going go through, and it goes to the city, right? Okay. But that they had to show the destruction of Golden Gate Bridge because that's what they show. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this crazy message of time that's in the Golden Gate Bridge. The Lord just showed me, and I knew it was in there, and I knew some pieces of it, but now it's coming together 100%, and it blew my mind. Okay. It's blowing my mind right now. So I had to get a picture of this because, or like an art version of this, because when I do a picture, this is lost over there in shadow and stuff when you see real pictures. Or maybe I would eventually find something, but I couldn't. So I had to show you this way. So this is basically looks like this. You have the top of it cut off a little bit. It looks like kind of like an X-ray. It's cut off a little bit, and they basically look about the same. These two. So I'm just going to take this image and duplicate it right here. Boom. Okay, and I'm turning it sideways because it's a message. This whole thing's a message. It's when the Golden Gate is going to open. It's signaling the opening of the Golden Gate, okay? And it's also signaling the next age that they believe is the fifth age. So you literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, the bridge to the fifth age. And then this is the timing of it. So this is, watch this. This is incredible. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. I can't even believe what the Lord showed me. I'm still beside myself. So we literally have, because the bridge is cutting off this side of it, we still have an X though. How distorted, but there's an X there. So we have an X and then there's an I. And you have another X and then an I. An X and I and X and I. What's XI? Okay, X is 10 in Roman numerals, and I is 1, so that's 11, 11. Can you believe this? It's 11, 11. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. This is what it really is. If you don't believe it or you can't see it, I'm sorry, but it's what it is. This is what the Lord has made it very clear to me. That's finally what this is, and I finally understand what this thing is. It's crazy. And then there's not just one, but there's two. So we have another one of these, and that could be also 11, 11, which it is 11, 11. But then you go 11 plus 11 is 22. We have 11, 11, 22. That's what it is. And that's exactly the day. And I've always said for 4+ years that the 11th day, well, not quite, maybe 3.5 years for sure, since I really understand the timeline, that the 11th day is when the /12 days of tsunamis, and then that would cause, and I knew at least for that long that the Golden Gate Bridge was right there and it would be destroyed as a marker of that, and that's why the Golden Gate Bridge is there, and that's why I'm showing it destroyed in these movies, and I got a few more I'm going to show it destroyed in, okay, and there's far more, but because it's a symbol of that day and the coming opening of the Golden Gate. And that's in the bridge to the next dimension, or the next time frame is what that means. The Golden Gate Bridge, okay? Bridge is another form of gate. Bridge also means gate, the Golden Gate Bridge, or the Golden Bridge, the Golden Gate, or the Golden, it's the gate, it's the portal to the next time frame. So I believe, whatever. Okay, boom. And this is even more trippy. So this, the top part of it, again, this is where and I use a real picture this time because I can, and it shows this really nicely. There's the bridge, top of the bridge right here, top of the bridge. These are both towers, but I just basically use one to show, because they're both the same tower. And they're literally called towers. So you got the twin towers. You got two towers, okay? And the two towers are destroyed again, just like the other towers are destroyed in 9 and then 1 and then 1. But this is 11, which is really 9, 1 and then 1. This is the really event that they're talking about. This destroying of the two coasts and the two towers. These are literally called towers. I mean, they are called towers. It's crazy. Boom. That is a D. Okay, that is a hidden D. It's flat right here and it curves around. I mean, almost like a bitmap looking curve here. It's crazy. See a little line, and this is a D. I'm just telling you, believe it or not. And this is another D. See that? And that's another D, distorted D, and that's another D. What's D? Roman numerals. D is 500. So let's go D, 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 or 500, 500, 500. And that just happens to be what? 2000. I mean, just the chance that would happen to be 2000 is that by what I'm saying, you get, oh, there's no, that's not really a D. And that's not really 4 Ds. The chance would be 2000. And then now let's take this and let's add it to this. 11/11/2022. Kerr, please. And then not to mention this. So we have 2 of these. So these 500s add up to 1,000 also. Okay. So guess what? There was 2,000 years going to this time, and now it's 11/11/2022 going to the 5th age. The 1, 2, 3, 4. These are spaces of time. And then this bridge is right here, or right over here. But the bridge is the bridge or the gate to the 5th age. And if you know anything about, I've studied some of this stuff because I had to. The Lord showed me that He wanted me to know how they do this, that they're looking for the 5th age. They are. However that relates to what is actually true, I'm not going to get into. But this is what they believe. They literally believe that they're going to relive the 5th. The 5th age is coming as going to be the golden age, they call it. The Golden Age of Chronos. Golden Age of Chronos. In just a nutshell, there's so much more I can explain. The Golden Age was man's first period on Earth. This is in Greek mythology, okay? In this period, men were created by Chronos, the youngest of the 12 original Titans. These Titans were the children of Earth, known as Gaia, and the sky, known as Uranus. Uran and us. Anyway, they were the parents of the Greek gods we were familiar with today, such as Zeus and Hera. And there's Zeus with a lightning bolt, which is lightning falling from heaven. Just Stinky Bo, Barack Obama, and Luke 10:18. I mean, give me a break. I mean, this is so much I could get into. Woo! So, and they're looking for the fifth age. Now, there's whatever age it's going to technically be. I'm not going to get into all that. It looks like there'll be the end of 6,000 years, or 2,000, 2000, and 2000. And so what I'm showing also, it looks like that they're showing from the flood. So roughly from this time, 11/11, 2022, backwards of 2,000 years is roughly the age when the flood happened. And I'm going to talk to you about my brother Stan here at the end of my video, and he's going to talk more about the flood and some evidence he's had with that. And that's why I'm not going to get into that. I'll let him explain it. He is a really good guy, and he's got a great video. I just found out about him recently and talked to him recently. Great stuff about how this is linked to the 11/11 is linked to the flood, to roughly 2,000 years ago. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy stuff. Okay, there's so much more I can get into. Okay, boom, let's go. Okay, so now transitioning to something else. Okay, I'm jumping around a little bit. Okay, we have, like I said, 666, or 6, and then 6 plus 6 is 12. Backwards is 216. Okay, or however you want to look at it, but 666 is 216 because 216 is also 216 is 6 times 6 times 6 and everything. I want to show you a couple things with this. Okay, again, that's also 126 because 20. Let's do it this way. 21 times 6 is 126. And 126 is also 6 plus 6 is 12 and 6. So you have 12, 6. Okay. So these all are the same. Okay. And then also 126 is also 1 plus 2 is 3, 3, 6. And 3 sixes is 666. Okay. Why am I sharing that with you? Because it's all about 666, and there are different variances of that, and it all points to this time of 11/11/22, or 11/11/2022, or 11/12/22, or 11/12/2022. Okay, and to just also link that to Stinky Bo, because he's born on the 216th day of the year. His name is literally Barack Insane. I'm just going to say it this way: Barack Insane Obama. Okay, and that is 18 letters divided by 3 names. Gets you an average, a ratio of 666. Just that simple. His name is total of 18 characters divided by 3 names gives you 666. Okay, that is simple as it is, but there's so many more reasons why he's 666. And then here's a few more. We will just use his first name. Barack is 216. His first name would just happen to be the exact day of the year he was born, the 216th day of the year, please. And then Barack is also 126. Again, that's still 666 because 6 plus 6 is 12 and then 6. Okay, or 1, 6, 2 sixes, or 3 sixes. And then look, his name just happens to be 36 as well. I mean, please. Like I said, I mean, this is a massive off-the-charts coincidence among 600 other 66 things I have, or you're not using your brain. I mean, well, no, and you're not using your brain. Whatever. Anyway, point made. Okay, so boom. So 216, what is it really saying? Okay, 216 is another way of saying 210, because 6, remember I said 0 is O, and O is 15, or 15 is 1 plus 5 is 6. So I don't know if people have been around with me for a while. In last February, Jesus told me in a dream that Isis is born on 210. Now, Isis is a female spirit of, well, not to get into all that. I'm not getting into all that right now, but okay, so 210 is same as 216. 210 is 210, and 210 is 216, okay? Also, 210 is the same if I just switch the 1 and the 0 of 201. So event 201. Event 201. These are all the same thing. Again, 6 is O. O is hiding 6, okay? So whether it's, the Lord showed me as Isis born on 210, or 201, or 216, because Stinky Bo is Isis, and because he is a female and a male together. but he's the feminine spirit, the opposite of the male type idea of God in a sense, okay. 216, okay, he is born on 210 or 201. That's event 201, which ultimately is 1111 1112, and I'm going to show that to you here. So 216 is 2 is hiding again, 1 and 1. Oh, before I do that, let's see. Okay, that's right. Before I do that, before I get into this and show you this, I'm going to get into this first. So as you can see here, this is from Back to the Future. This is Marty McFly. Eventually gets in the DeLorean and goes 88 miles an hour, and that's the transition, the 88. But right here, he's showing here that this is 116, or upside down and backwards. And then we have this. It goes from Twin Pines Mall to Lone Pine Mall. Okay, that's 2 to 1. The event 201. Okay, event 201 is what this is showing, event 201. And then the reason I'm showing you it this way is because in the movie, he goes back to the past, and there were 2 pines. And then with DeLorean, he knocks down one of them, and now it's Lone Pine. Okay, by the way, that Lone Pine is apparently, I guess, in California. I would just recently look at Godzilla, because it destroys the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm going to show you here pretty soon. And they literally pulled up military in Lone Pine, California. So there must be a Lone Pine, California, I guess. Unless it's fictional in both movies. I don't know. I didn't look it up yet. I forgot to look it up. Okay, but because there's so much stuff I could do and I can't get to everything. But anyway, so he knocks it down. And then this guy, so he's in a barn, right? And this guy with his family comes out. He's got a shotgun because they think it's an alien, because he's got this like suit that's really a chemical or a biohazard suit or whatever. And that's all part of that too. There's so much in this I could say. His name is Peabody, and because he's in the past. And then when she knocks down one of his pines, he says, you, my pine, something. And then he says, you space bastard, you killed my pine, and tries to shoot him, and shoots his own mailbox. And the mailbox says Peabody on it, and Peabody is 11/11/22, and I mean, everything is 11/11/22 or 11/12/22. It's just crazy. So, but what I want to show you, there's a number of things I want to show you. When you turn this upside down like this, you're sure you see 9, 1, and then 1, and then some people theorize, of course, that a few years before, the attack on 9, 1, and then 1, right? Yes, of course. But ultimately, it's the real demise of the United States and the real birth of the Antichrist as the AC is when lightning falls from heaven, like Zeus, for example, is shown there, and when the Golden Gate Bridge is destroyed. And that's when lightning falls from heaven and strikes his dead body, and he becomes technically born as the Antichrist on 11/11/11/12. Okay, but so 9/11 is really, remember, Novem is really September is really November, so that's 11/11. But I'm going to show you how it's literally these two together. So it's this and then that, but this is backwards because I just turned it upside down and backwards. Okay, now what is this? This is EE1. Okay, ready? Oh wait, first we got 9, 1, and then 1. Okay, it's right there. And then when I turn this upside down and backwards, that's what this is when it's upside down and backwards. And then we have EE1. Well, what's EE1? EE is 551. 5 is 10, and then 1 is 101. Now that's been in movies like, Ready Player One, where it was IOI, or 101. Anytime you go to a beginning class in something in college or whatever, it's 101. I mean, that's all over the place in a lot of things. And what is that hiding? Well, before I show you that, that's an iPad goat, 101 or LOL. However you look at it. Now, if we look at it as LOL, okay, again, this is event 201. I'm going to show you. Watch this. So we got LOL is L is 12, O is 6. In this case, O is O. And then L is 12. So we got 12, 6, 12. Now with the rule of Kalal, we can take a 1 away. So we're going to take a 1 away from 12. So this is 12,612. We're going to take 1 away. So you have 12, 6, 12, or 11 November 12th. And then the 6 is hiding 222. Hopefully that makes sense. That's literally the day of his birth. And it's literally pointing to this. He is the dragon trying to eat the man-child. His hands have white gloves for some silly reason, just because it's an egg. He's trying to eat the man-child in the egg. Later on, you see the egg with the child in it with praying hands. That's the man-child trying to go to heaven. And his tassels pointing to he's the dragon. That's who he is. And you see this? These are his horns. See that? He's got the pointy ears on purpose. Anyway, he is the dragon. The tassel's telling the truth. He's graduating from being the present to the Antichrist right here, and he's the dragon, and that is on this day, LOL, or this hidden. It's I'm telling you, watch it. And then so boom, right here. So if you take that E, which is 10, 5 and 5 is 10, and 1, and you add it to this, you literally have 101 or 11911. If you look at this as a 0 for this situation, or we can make, I'm not going to get into it. It's either a 0 or it's a 6, okay? This situation is going to be nothing. So we're going to 1 and then 1, add it to 911. We have 11911. And you flip it upside down and backwards, and we have 1111 2022. Remember, 6 is hiding 222. 1111 2022, and then this is 1112 2022. Again, event 201, going from 2 to 1. Or it's crazy. This is all crazy. That's what this is ultimately showing, okay? And then this is confirmed by, so this is when he shows the stopwatches here, right? And then this is his, when he dies, okay? This is when he dies, and that's the blood moon. That's why this is in red. The blood moon on 11/8. Technically, the blood moon's forming, and then it completely is a full blood moon on 11/8 over Hawaii. There's a blood moon right there. See that? That's a blood moon right there. See that? And it's red. That's when he dies. And then days later, boom, this is when he is alive. Now, I finally solved this riddle. It's crazy. Okay. And then what is this? Okay, I'm going to show you simply. 1 plus 2 plus 0, remember, is O, which is 6. 1 plus 2 plus 6 is 9. And then we have 1 and 1 is 11. And then 2 is hiding 1 and 1. And now I'll take this whole thing, flip it upside down. Boom. We have 1111 2022. Because 6 is 222. 1111 2022. We have his death right here at 11/8, a blood moon. And then we have his birth on hidden upside down and backwards, like all the other things I just showed you were upside down and backwards. 11/11/22. And it also shows up as 11/11/22, like I've showed you a bunch of things already, and I have more, a lot more. Okay, so again, Sneaky BO was born on the 216th day of the year, which is 6 times 6 times 6, and all the other things I mentioned. Event 201 and 210 and whatever. 2 is hiding 1 and 1, so you have 1116, for example. Okay, now what's 1116? Now watch, it could be 11/1 and then 2022, because it's the first day of what the time I was saying, right? But ultimately, it's even more than that. It's about his birth, which is the event 201 and all that, because it's hidden even more. Now watch, this is a beauty of, beauty or whatever, however you want to say it, of 222 or 2022, because you can get rid of a 2. If you're writing on a check 1111 and then 22, people are going to know it's 2022. So you don't have to put the 2 in the 0, you just put 22. They're going to know it's year 22, of course. Okay, so here it is. Boom. We have 11, and then 1 and 2 right here is 12, and then we have 2, which is 2022. But just showing 22, but you don't have to show the whole 2022. And that's the beauty of this, the hiddenness of this. It's 11/12/22. Okay, that's what this is. Boom. Another way of describing it here. Look, New York equals, in full reduction, submarine. This is, by the way, when New York and Hawaii are going to get hit by a Belgorod. This is all in, there was just a recent article about how one of these was missing from Russia's, okay, and it's a submarine. Excuse me. They're both going to hit because they're both 6. This in English Sumerian is 666, and this is reverse English Sumerian is 666. This in full reduction is 339, and this is reverse full reduction 39. They're both going to get hit by a Belgorod submarine. You have these two matching and these two matching exactly. I mean, come on. The whole thing is New York and Hawaii are going to get hit by a Belgorod submarine. I mean, come on. And then if you look at this, what is 39? Remember, 3 is hiding 111, so you have 1119. Upside down and backwards is 6111. And I just showed you what 6111 was, so let's go back right there. And ultimately, that's hiding 11/12/22, event 201, or ISIS is born on 210, or Obama is born on the 216th day. He's really, this is really showing. The reason why he's even born in the numerology and all this stuff on the exact day is because it equals this day, because he's born lightning falling from heaven as the Antichrist in a person. Oh my goodness, hopefully that makes sense, because it's there. It's strikingly there. It makes sense. It's bam. Okay, now I want to talk about this real quick. So this just happened yesterday. Okay, we had a 5.0. Okay, 5.0 earthquake, which is I think the biggest since the one back in, which caused all the lava to come out in 2018 and everything. And there's so much to this I could get into, and I've already done a bunch of breakdown of this But I may do a video on it. I don't know because it's staggering the information it's showing. But they upgraded from a 5.0 to a 5.1. Whenever they upgrade, it's just showing you new numbers that they're either adding to the previous number or they're showing you a new set of numbers for other reasons. It's all Kabbalist. They believe in the power of the letter, the number in the letter. They use it to control the masses. It's all gematria and it's all predictive programming in numbers and letters. Okay, so it was 5.0. They upgraded to 5.1 because they're showing a message right here. And I have a lot more of this message I've shown. If you want to see the last bit of message I've shared, some of the message I've shared, and I got a lot more of it, subscribe to Telegram, and you'll see my last posts, and they show some of this beyond what I'm showing right now, and how it shows 89, because 89 is 9/8, and that's when literally it's going to be announced, and you're going to see lava coming out of Hawaii, and that's also going to coincide with his death. And so many things. Oh my goodness. So I made this color for a reason. So these two are together for a reason, because boom, look at this, EE1. Does that look familiar? Remember in Back to the Future, EE1, because it's hiding something. Yeah, it's hiding 11. Okay, 11. Remember, 0 is O, which is hiding 222. So you have 11222. Now watch this. It could be 11222, right? But this is what it is. I'm going to make 2 blue to make it a little bit more clear, because 2 is hiding 1 and 1. So it's 11, 11, 22. Just by them upgrading, going from this and upgrading this, putting them together. Okay, it went from 5.0 to 5.1. That is a message together of 11 and then 222, and 2 is hiding 1 and 1, and that's what this is. And that they're secretly showing, and I've posted other things, and I have far more to support this. It's just... Whenever I show you anything on my videos and you see the connections and all that, I have probably 100 more things beyond that went over years or even 10s or 20s of things that I have right now, that I've got recently. So there's far more backup, but again, I'm not going to spend even more hours and hours and hours trying to explain this and proving a point that hopefully you get. So just know that. Most people, when they do videos, they go A plus B equals C. I had this date and I had this dream and that equals this. Oh, really? Says you. I don't do that. I don't insult your intelligence like that. Even though I've had those, and maybe just as much or more than anybody else out there. I mean, I've had massive dreams and visions that would turn you white, and they turned me white. Okay? Just... when I think about a couple of them, they still bother me. Okay. But I'm like, Lord, so what? How can I convey this to people without just saying, hey, I had a dream, and then I think this is what this means. And then, in fact, my brother Stan, in the video I'm going to recommend, and I'm going to have links in the description box, wow, if I can talk, I'm going to have a link in the description box of his video, 1111 sign, and he does a good job of explaining that same idea, the idea of someone having a dream, and that's good for you, but what about for us and everything, and all that, and that's not very convincing and everything necessarily. I mean, some people might be if they have had a similar dream or they really believe in those things, but as far as convincing people of the time that's coming, not so much, or that a particular date or whatever, not so much, not for most people, okay? That's why I try to bring a lot of evidence as much as I can, okay? For you, not for me. I'm doing all this for you and for people who might not believe either. Hopefully it gives them some kind of evidence to go, oh, something's going on. Minimum. Okay, so this is the date of this to show you exactly what I mean about this as well. Okay, how this is the exact date, and this is shown in the sky. So it's so crazy how God is in this, and then the enemy is parallel to him in this. And so God's trying to do his mission of harvesting good from this, and the enemy wants to harvest his evil parallel to this. And it's so crazy how they kind of work together in a sense, but they're not on the same side. So, but because God knows things ahead of time, and he knows he's using the enemy to some degree, but he's letting him run because people have let him run the gamut. People man, that's massive issue I've had with a lot of Chris and Dumb and Dumber. They put God on the same plane that he lets evil happen. No, he has to, because people have corrupted things so much. He's like, he doesn't want to, but he's got to let some things go and let the enemy do what it does, because people have taken that away, because he's given that over to them by free will. But that will end at some point. But I don't know if that makes sense, but I see a lot of people run on the Calvinistic side so much. I don't. I believe I have a better, and this is my view. And again, I'm not going to get into debate on it. If there's debate, I'm going to delete it all. I'm not going to. And that's why I don't get into a lot of these things, because there's just massive debate on stuff. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a glimpse of me and take it or leave it if you want. But I think it's a balance of God knowing the future and in interacting, and also God not being evil whatsoever, not allowing things whatsoever without us making it, us opening it up. Individuals or the masses being so evil, he allows them to open it up to evil, but he's not doing it whatsoever. I don't know if that makes sense, but people attribute too much. Oh, God let it happen, and God, but no, 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 no. God, it's not the same. It's not the same. You're not explaining it right. You're not. And then so even Darwin, you know what Darwin said about God? He was a so-called Christian when he was younger. He said he could not like reconcile an evil God who destroys people and does certain things in a certain way. And yeah, I understand the idea, the way he said, I forget how it goes, but because it wasn't framed correctly to you, and by religious nutballs that basically told you the wrong, it looked like God is an evil person and he just wants to destroy people. No, it's not. It's more than that. And there's free will involved, so that's even more complicated. Anyway, I'm not getting into all that, so I don't even know why I get into this part, but I just wanted to give you an idea that from my heart, that God's far more loving than people realize, and then the evil that happens, he is not part of. He has to let some of it, his control go, because the evil and free will is reigning so much. So anyway, whatever, moving on. So boom, 11 is 11, okay, and then see here that 2 and the 1 are 12 backwards, and then 9s are just canceled out. Anything you add 9 to stays the same, so you can get rid of 9s if you want, if it makes sense. And then O is tiding 2, 2, 2, so it's 11, 12, 22. Again, we have 11, 11, or 11, 12 is so many things, so that's in that date. Okay, and I'm going to keep going with 2 other movies about the destruction of the Golden Gate Bridge and the messaging in that of this time of 11, 11, 11, 12. Okay, so in Gojira, or Godzilla, and I'm going to show you some different things, but here's gematria again. Again, I'm using reverse extended because it shows it pretty nicely without trying to have too much of in-depth explanation that can take too long. Boom, we have 7 plus 4 is 11, and that's 11, and then 1 and 1 is 11. And then we got knock off the 9 and the 1, because anything you add 9 to stays the same, and then a 1 and rule Kalel, take the 1 off. And then we have 4, and then 4 is hiding 2 and 2, so you have 11, 11. And then I'm going to take the full date of God when Gojira came out. Okay, anyway, instead of just 2014, I'm going to take the full date of it came out, just to give you an example, 5/16/2014. Then what's in there? What's secretly hiding in there? Boom. I'm going to do 5/16, and then we're just going to switch the 1 and the 2 and take out the 0, because the 0, in this situation, 0 is just 0, okay? But sometimes it's 6, and it just depends. But we're going to switch the 2 and the 1 right here, and we're going to make the rest of the same. Now we're going to keep going. Boom. Now we have 5 and 6 is 11, 1 and 1 is 11, and then 2 and 4 is 2, and 4 is 22. There you go, 11, 11, 22. See? Boom, boom. They confirm each other. And there's many others I could show you on this movie alone. I could literally, on each movie I show you, do a 3-hour expose proving this to you. I absolutely guarantee I could do that. Now, whether you'd believe it or not, being a skeptic or whatever, if you are, if you're not, if you understand these basic truths and you can see how these things add up. I mean, the exact numerology is right here. The exact numerology is right there. It just is. And with these rules, okay. Now check this out. This is another crazy thing. So literally, the Golden Gate Bridge is destroyed at this moment as Godzilla goes right. I don't know why I'm saying Gojira, because I just remember this Asian guy saying Gojira, Gojira. Anyway, he breaks right through here at this moment, and look, this shows the time right here, and this just happens to be right. By the way, this is 6, 1, 1, 1, because get rid of 9, and 3 is 1, 1, 1. Remember I showed you earlier about 1, 1, 1, 6 is really 11, 12. We can look back on it. Anyway, look at this. There's a license plate right there. That's obvious. I'm going to show you and break it down for you. Boom. There it is right there. Can you see? 1171936. There it is right there. I'm going to break it down simply for you. Now we take that, and now we go boom. because you get rid of any 9. So 3 plus 6 is 9. Get rid of that. This 9 is very important for this, so I'm going to leave this right now. So, and then we're switching this 7 and this 1 to 1 and 7 right here. That's it. Usually it's a removal and a switch. That's very common. Okay, so we're switching this. Now let's keep going. So that is 1, 1, 1. 7 plus 9 is 16. Remember, this looked familiar to the 1, 1, 1, 6, but we have literally as clear as it could be right here. We have 11, 11, and then 6 is 2, 2, 2. There it is. Boom. And that's the exact date of destruction of the San Francisco Bridge by the massive tsunami. And then also, that's what they're doing is they add these different concepts. This is a monster, a huge monster, okay? Now, again, when the Golden Gate Bridge, when the tsunami happened, knocks off the cap of the abyss, creatures or monsters are going to come out. Think about Monsters Incorporated. Monsters, portals, gates, doors. Children are taken first. Monsters come later. Now, monsters will come at that time as well on the 5th day. But then once the cap off the abyss taken out, monsters are coming. Giants, Nephilim, giant. He's a giant monster. Nephilim. Come on. That's what's going on here. Okay, they're juxtaposing different ideas and making a different story, but the concepts and ideas and symbolisms are there, hidden to most people. Even look, yellow and black, or sorry, orange and black is also there's so much right here. Bus is so much. Okay, and then in this movie, San Andreas. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to hit on everything or even the date right now there, but this is showing when the tsunami comes. Boom, it's massive. Again, that's what's going to happen. A massive tsunami is going to come. At least that higher. At least I think it's going to be a little bit higher than that, because what I've literally seen it in Dream, and it's higher, even higher than that. That's pretty high, but it was even higher than that. Okay, and it's going to destroy this thing. And then, but when I go back here, literally it grabs this huge cargo tanker, or whatever you call it, tanker, cargo ship, whatever, and it slams it and breaks that through with this. Okay, but there's symbolism, or there's numbers right here, or letters right here, and I'm gonna show you what it is. So again, these ships or these boats, and the character played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and this other female lead with him, they're in a speedboat. They're trying to get up this thing before it crests here, and then as they're going up, they think, oh, we're going to make it to the top. And then here comes this big cargo ship. Okay, but right here, it says CPMS. Oh, because I see PMS. Because I'm married. No, I see PMS Leewood, Canada. Now, I could break down every bit of this, but I'm just going to do this right away. Just a couple things right now. Again, this is not a 15-hour video. So CPMS, I see PMS, I do. CPMS is, look, 1. I'm just going to do this without 1, and then remember, oh, look, EE1. They do this a lot. So that's, take away the 0, that's 1, 1, and we have 1, 1, and then 6 is 2022. 11, 11, 2022. Okay, bam, that's when it's going to get destroyed, because this thing destroys it. This tsunami carrying this thing that has the numerology on it destroys it at the right time. And then we have this again, CPMS Leewood. By the way, Canada is also by itself. Each of these are by itself, and then all together it's by itself. Let me just show you this. CPMS Leewood is, look, 11. Okay, 11. 8 plus 3 is 11. Get rid of the 1 from Rule of Kalel, and then we have 4 left, and that's 2, 2. 11, 11, 22. Or 11, 11, 2022. Okay, it's all over, okay? And then earlier in the movie, okay, some of these movies are contributing to why I know the timeline. That's already been, I found originally in iPad Goat, and then I've confirmed it by so many movies and TV and many things in media, okay? But one of the reasons is, you just saw that tsunami. Well, earlier in the movie, what happens before that is, this is the Hoover Dam, and it breaks from a earthquake. Whether it's the earthquake that ensues or the strike from the nearby of the asteroid / comet that hits here that I'm saying is going to happen, it breaks. So what happens first? The dam happens, which is on the $50 bill hidden, which is 50 is the numbers for that, 11.5. Anyway, and then so it's, and this is in the same county. I think it's Cook County or Cook County. Cook County or Clark County? Clark County. That's what it is. Clark, and then the it's in Clark County, and then the asteroid or the comet that hits the Earth in Greenland is called Clark, and that's the one that's going to hit um, technically by Florida. It might hit Florida, or there's going to be aliens that attack Florida for sure. But oh, there's so much to all this. Oh, crazy! Wow, it's a lot I can explain. Oh, but so anyway, before the first thing that happens is this is near Las Vegas in the same county as Las Vegas in Clark County. Boom, and then later, then the tsunami. So this is the fifth day, which I've said, and then the 11th day / 12th day, the fourth and fifth day here. A week later, 11th / 12th day is the tsunami. So that's shown in this movie. This happened this day, and then days later it's the other thing. Okay, it's just that's the order. It's just showing the order right here. Okay, so in this movie, ma'am, of course, this is what's going to happen. It's going to break, and I've said this for a while. Again, in this movie and other movies and stuff are some of the basis of that, and other experiences and many numbers and a lot of symbols and all kinds of stuff. And then so this is just showing it breaking here, and there's this main character, and then there's a girl that has been saved, and then it just keeps going, and it shows this bridge across here that was destroyed, and this thing's destroyed, and all this water's going down. Okay, and that is before this even tsunami happens. Now, showing the predictive programming even in letters here, so much in this, I'm not getting everything. I'm just going to show you this. Literally, you can't see OOV in here. You see HER dam, like her dam. That's the Stinky BO, the Antichrist. That's Baraka, her dam. But I'm not going to draw that. So her HER dam, look right here. Her dam is what? So we're going to grab 11 right here. And then we go 3 plus 4 plus 8 is 15. We take the 5 from the 15 and put it right here. And we're going to take the 1 from the 15 and put it with this one is going to be, with that one is going to be a 2. And then 8 plus 5 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. And 4 is hiding 2 and 2. We have 11/5/2022. And that's when this happens. I mean, sorry, that's what it is. Believe it or not. Okay. Or either I have it completely nailed, all this and all the understanding I have for thousands of pieces of information and predictive programming and symbolisms, all that for 7.5 years and 4+ years being on YouTube, or it's some other date which has to do with all this numerology. But I'm pretty sure by doing these kind of videos, I'm trying to lock this down, especially with these timelines, showing you that this timelines are locking this down to this time. They just are. Okay, but we'll see. I don't know the future. Like I said, I can just only deduce and guess based on all the information I have, and I'm making a pretty good educated guess. I'm just not throwing a dart on the wall and hope, or throwing stuff on the wall or hope it sticks. Okay, here we go. So again, I'm going to go back to this timeline. Again, we had from the Revelation 12 sign to this particular same alignment in this guy over San Francisco, 7 days, okay, and 111 weeks. And then we have another one. That's exactly, believe it or not, I'm going to prove it, 777 days. Again, this locks in the timeline. And I have it in a few ways. Look at my last 2 videos. Look at those. You got to watch those. If you're serious about knowing any of this stuff, you want to see some incredible revelation from the Lord Jesus himself. By the way, this is, like I said before many times, and I try to say on all my videos, Jesus gets all the credit for this. I mean, I think I get some credit. I'm going to get some rewards for some of this stuff, but goodness gracious. I mean, Jesus has made this so evident to me, and he's revealed these things, and he's given me sight beyond sight. I mean, he really has. And he said, oh, look over here and look over here. And he helps me divide off a lot of things that aren't important. And if he didn't, it would take me forever to get here. And it's taken me 7.5 years to get here, which is way too long. But he told me recently, I said, why has this been so long? Why did you show me this 7.5 years ago? And he said, because it would take you this long to figure it out and get all these details for people. And I'm like, wow, it just blew my mind. Okay, so anyway, again, 777 from 11/9/2019 to Christmas 2021, okay? And this is so crazy. And that's, again, 111 weeks. And then look at how this balances. It's so crazy. Now, what happened on this day? Again, boom. San Francisco, 12/25, Christmas of 2021. Same exact alignment. but Saturn and Jupiter just switched. I mean, not exact alignment, but as far as the order of the planets and the sun. But watch this. Okay, I'm showing you this right here as being this next event, 777 days from the previous event, and that event is 777 days from the Revelation 12 sign. And this is incredible. There's no way this could be. You see this stuff in this same 5 planets and the sun in the sky in San Francisco, because we're talking about the Golden Gate. And by the way, right here, the sun, and this is so crazy. I didn't plan this or anything. I don't know how this is the case with this, but this is supposedly showing that we're at the end of the Milky Way galaxy. And this is what this is showing. This band is the Milky Way galaxy. It goes way up and way down. And they say that we're at the end of the Milky Way galaxy, our solar system. And who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to even get into all that, okay, because there's all kinds of stuff about that. But the sun is in, and then this section here looks like it's gold. I mean, and the Golden Gate is basically right in this area. It's from his head of the Sagittarius roughly to the top of his bow, and it's around right in here. I don't know exactly how big it is, but experts that I've seen, especially biblical experts like, for example, Louis Vega and other people that know this stuff incredibly from the Lord, and this is the Golden Gate right here, and the sun is in the Golden Gate, and that's huge. That's showing that it's going to be in the Golden Gate. That has to do with Jesus being the Son of God, or the Son at light of the world, being the Golden Gate to grab his faithful. And then Jupiter, this is so incredible. Jupiter is literally right here pouring out. Jupiter's right here, but this is Aquarius pouring out water. This is soon. This is depicting the water being poured out on the land and the tsunamis. This is crazy. In fact, I missed something in here. I missed something. I realized. Oh, yeah. Anyway, okay, something really huge. But anyway, whatever. Moving on. So I'm going to show you from beginning to end here. So this was that next one, but let me start here. So again, San Francisco, this is 920, this is Revelation 12 sign, and then we have 777 days later, 111 weeks later, we have this one, and then another 777 days, 111 weeks later, we have this one. Again, all in this kind of sky, all these 5 and the sun, impossible, and I've called this the Golden Christmas alignment. So you have the Golden Gate alignment on 11/9/2019, and I'm calling this the Golden Christmas alignment on 12/25/2021. Okay, now, well, again, I pointed this out already. We have Aquarius pouring out the water. That just would happen to be right here in this depiction of Aquarius right here would just happen to have the water pouring out. It's crazy. So here we have this. Now we're going to add this part. Now watch this. From this to here, remember I said 1029. Again, in my last time I went 1023 to 1029. And right here we have 308 days. Why is that significant? 308. What's 308, huh? 308 is, watch this. Boom. It's 44 weeks. Huh. Wasn't there a present, Stinky B.O., the 44th Prez? And this is also 11/1, or it's also the base of 666, because 666 divided by 6 is 111. So if you look at 666 in English Sumerian, and then it's 111 in standard English or basic English, English ordinal. I mean, it's crazy. And then if you just take these together, that's the 266 I just showed you about that. So we have multiple ways that this is what it is. We have the 777, 777, 308, even more than that. Now watch this. Watch how this perfectly balances out this midpoint here, which is showing you 9/11, okay? And I showed you this date is showing, remember I showed you this whole date is showing 11/12/2022 or whatever, right? This whole thing was showing you that. Now watch how this balances. This 308 is also over here. Oh, wait, before I do that, no. Oh, I was just showing you how the 266 weeks, it was in the last one I just showed you right here. Now watch this. Okay, so this 308's right here, okay? Now we go over here. There's a 308 right here, exactly. Now why is it, what is up with this? Another thing that absolutely proved this is impossible. It's impossible. We're talking about these massive alignments. We're talking about all this stuff. These 3 alignments are the exact same thing from San Francisco, from the viewing of the Golden Gate Bridge. I mean, right above the Golden Gate Bridge, basically. I mean, are you kidding me? That saying that Golden Gate is going to open? Now watch. Why is this from the Revelation 12 sign going back 308 days is 44 weeks? That's exactly when Jupiter entered Virgo and bounced around 9 prophetic months and 23 days, or 923, like I shared in my last video. And that's 308 days or 44 weeks. So we literally have 44, 111, 111, 44, 308, 777, 777. Look at this perfectly balanced here. This is impossible unless it's designed by God, and the enemy's using it for his things. See how these are parallel to each other? The enemy uses, these are godly numbers. This is godly stuff, and the enemy's using it for his sick stuff. Okay, but look at this. I'm sorry. I think I'm proving it, but we will see the first day, October 31st to November 1st. And this is a significant day too, 1029. I'm going to show you more about this as well. But there's something going to happen on this day too. Boom. So we have right here, we have this perfect balance. Now we're adding these 7 days, and that's 11/5. Okay, that's when we have it's zombie day / alien attack day / the children are taken day, the innocent children are taken by Jesus. And if you want to see any evidence of that, scriptural evidence, it's in the very bottom of the description box. And I have things about the 144 and the multiple raptures and the children being taken. For a lot of Christians, they don't know much about all this stuff. They're stuck with their churchianity belief. And if you want to actually know the truth, I have scriptures that prove all this stuff out. And I've been searching and proving this stuff out for years and years, begging God to understand what's going to happen to the children, and that I couldn't believe he would destroy them. Innocent children. We're talking about at least 1 billion innocent children in the world. I mean, as far as, go in the innocent category, at least, if not more. I'm just roughly estimating that he would destroy or traumatically traumatize off the charts innocent children. Because if you haven't thought about that, you just haven't thought about that. It's unfortunate, but I've thought through a lot of this stuff, and it hurt my heart to think that innocent children are going to be, and I couldn't believe. I'm like, the Lord, there's no way you're doing this. You got to show me. It's got to be in the scriptures. And he showed me over time in the Old Testament and New Testament scriptures that support this idea. And children is going to be the lion, like in the Old Testament. I think it's Jeremiah, one of the prophets. The lion that rips away the children from the parents for a good reason. And it's also called in Aramaic Hebrew net hatef. But I'm not getting into that either. Okay, so right here, from this time right here, okay, when it entered Virgo, Jupiter entered Virgo to begin the process of the conception of the man-child that came out between her legs, 9 months and 9 prophetic months and 23 days later. 9 prophetic months is 30-day periods. To here is 311 weeks. And 311 is 311th day of the year. It just happens to be 11/7, the beginning of the eclipse above Hawaii. the full lunar eclipse, or the blood moon. Okay, and it just so happens that on his birth certificate, his full name, the second, is 311. Yeah, it just so happens that, and that's the day he dies. And then his reported day of death is coming up here. So we add another 7 days to 11/12. And from here to here, I'm giving you multiple reasons why this timeline, how these balance. I mean, all these different reasons why this timeline is solid and why November is it. I'm sorry, but this stuff couldn't be. Okay, and then from here to here is 312 weeks, and the 312th day of the year just happens to be November 8th, the blood moon over Hawaii completed. That's the day he dies, and this is the day. This is his birth and his birthday. Both, by the way, in the 14 technical days, which is really 16 because it's a pre-day and a post-day. 14 days, he has 4 births and 1 death. Sorry, technically 2 deaths, because 11/7, 11/8. 11/7 is his death, and 11/8 is his reported death, because it's probably going to happen sometime late at night, and then the media is going to report it the next day. Technically. And then we have 2-day cycles in the world. Anyway, whatever. Not going to get into all that right now. I've gone into it in other videos. So that just happens to be that way? I don't think so. And then from 11/20 to 11/20, 2016 to 10/29, 2022 is this perfect balance right here. Okay, perfect balance. I mean, this is insane. Okay. Hold on. And then why is that important? Why is October 29, 2022 important? Because October 29th, 1929, which is 1929s, or upside down 1626s, which is 666, and many other things, Black Tuesday symbolizes the start of the Great Depression. Okay, within 2 months, investors had lost estimated 40 billion. I'm not getting all that. That's gematria for that 40 billion, so much. But I want to just show you that this is a big day, and then we're coming upon that. That was a huge day. That was the biggest stock market crash in history. Still is called that. October 29, 1929 to October 29, 2022 is exactly 93 years. What's up with 93? Do you remember not the attack on 9-1-1 in 2001? There was Flight 93. Do you remember, or do you know anything about the Law of Thelema? Aleister Crowley's Law of Thelema is 93. There's so many things about 93. I'm going to explain a couple more things. Stinky Bill was born on 8/4, and he's Mr. 57. He had the 57th inauguration. He said he went to 57 states, and people thought it was a gap, and he was telling who he is. And that's triple tau, 19 plus 19 plus 19. 19 is tau. Triple tau is 57. He's also 84, and he's 93, because when you add these together, 9 plus 3 is 12, 8 plus 4 is 12, and 5 plus 7 is 12. The only way you get to 12 is 6 plus 6, and he's also 66. 6 is 12. What's 12? One more thing. 777 that I just showed you. Of course, that's a godly number, but the enemy uses it when he's going to become God, because he's going to be on September 7th. He's going to die symbolically September 7th, and then 7 days later be revealed to the world on the 14th day. September 7th and 7 days later, and that together is 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21, or 12 backwards. So we got 21, 12, 12, 12. We add these up, 21, 12, 12, 12. And what does that add up to? 3. 3 is a number of God, or the Trinity, or whatever you want to say. 3 is God-like status, and that's the top of the pyramid. So he's going to go from he's 3. Or he's going to be 3. Okay, he's not 3 yet. He's literally 9 right now, which is kind of complicated to explain. He's going to go from 9, the bottom of the pyramid, to 3, godlike status. 93, or 84, or 57, or 777, because they're all 3. I'm sorry, I'm not getting any more description about that, because it's just too involved. But suffice it to say, that's what it is. And then look, it just so happens, 93 years just happens to be exactly 1116 months. And I just showed you 1116 ad nauseum kind of earlier. 116, remember, 116 is right here. And that is 116 is hiding either 1/1/2022, which is the first day, or 11/12/22, which is event 201. Isis is born on 210, and his actual birthday, 216th day of the year. That's what this is. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's telling of his birth ultimately on this day. That's one of his days of birth. This is one of his days of birth. And then ultimately he'll be shown as the Antichrist on 11/15/22 or 2022. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, so what I was showing you earlier was November 1st. Okay, let me go back here. So this, like I said, this is also November 1st, 2022. Let me show you how this is also shown in this manner. That is, what's that? November 1st, 2022. The Day of the Dead. Okay? It's the Day of the Dead will prevail. Okay, and what is that? Black Tuesday. This November 1st, which is the Day of the Dead, is Black Tuesday. The whole reason for this, going back here, all along. Go back. Boom, 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 right here. It's Black Tuesday. Okay, ready? Go forward here. The real Black Tuesday is this guy right here. Day of the Dead. When the dead reign. If that doesn't give you pause, nothing will. If you don't realize the impact of that, I'm sorry, but that's what's coming. Believe it or not. And then, let me do this. Okay, now this is crazy. Now, remember we had the sign from San Francisco, the 5 planets and the sun, from Revelation 12 sign to 11/9/2019 to 12 to Christmas of 2021. And that this is Christmas of 2021 going to 11/11. Remember, this is his birth, and this is also his birth to the world. This where he's shown as the Antichrist. This is when lightning falls from heaven and strikes the dead body. And then right here is all Stinky BO's numbers. This is insane. When the Lord showed me this, I'm like, this is got it. This is it. This is it. And what I'm going to do in part 2 is link these together in iPad Goat. I'm going to show you this stuff and how it's linked together in iPad Goat. And now I understand what it's showing. iPad Goat is showing winter because it's right here. And it's going to tsunami, which is right here. And it's also showing this too, but it's going to tsunami right here. And there's so much in there. I'm going to link this up in the next video in part 3. It's crazy. Now watch this. But for now, watch this. So we have from this sign of the 5 planets in the sun in the sky to when he's actually going to be revealed as the Antichrist to the world is 326 days. And who is that? Oop, let me go back here. 326. Let me go actually. Wrong direction. Sorry. Barack Hussein Obama is 623. 623. And I try to coordinate the colors too if I could. And then Barack Hussein Obama is 163 in the English ordinal. 163 plus 163 is 326. So from here, what's the midpoint right here exactly? 6/6/2022, which is 666. You can't make this stuff up. I knew there was significance to that day. A lot of people did. 6/6/2022. That's exactly the midpoint. It's 163 days to the midpoint, 666, and 163 days to this when he's revealed as the Antichrist. That is impossible. Sorry, but okay. No, now we have Barack Obama is 32, which is 23 backwards, and Hussein is 23 backwards. 23 and 23 is right here. 23 weeks and 23 weeks, going from this 12/24/25 to 11/11/11/12 2022 is right here. Boom, right there. See that? 23 weeks, 23 weeks. The reason for Psalm 23 on iPad Go, but I'm going to show you the other 23 that's right by it, making 46. And 46 is right here, 46 weeks, or 23 weeks and 23 weeks, which is 46 weeks. That's why Obama said Psalm 43 10 years after 9/11. And he did a speech where he quoted Psalm 46. And that's why Psalm 23 is on iPad, on the graffiti on the wall, because I'm going to show you the other 23 that's right by it, that's hidden. And you put these together and you get 46 from there to there. It's incredible. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say, pardon my inference and everything, but this is solved. I'm sorry, but we'll see, and it's still a guess, but this is solved. Oh my goodness. If you really realize what you're seeing right here, it'll blow the top of your head to the sky. I mean, you just can't even imagine what's here. I mean, I can't even believe what I'm seeing. Okay, then right here, so we have, okay, remember, he was 32 is backwards. It's either backwards or some form of the exact same thing. 23. Look, this is his full name. When you add the middle and these two together, it's 23 and 23. Look, and then this is on his birth certificate. Barack Hussein Obama II is 161. Look, 161 days, 161 days is from that day, which is on the clock tower, hidden on the clock tower, and I'm going to show you that in the next video, to 11/11/12, which is the tsunami day. And that's 161 plus 161 is what? 322 skull and bones. And what's 322? Ready for this? Okay, we have 64, which is 64 right here, 64, and 46 backwards is 64, and that's his name. Barack Obama is 64, and Barack Hussein Obama in full reduction is 64. And then look, Barry Soetoro is 322 or 223 backwards, and look, we have 322, 223 backwards. And then we have from here to here is 323 days, which is his full name in reverse ordinal, 323. Identifying him completely as the Antichrist. Solved. And if you can't see that, wow, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I feel sorry for you. If you can't see what I've absolutely proven, and I have, especially if you add all my videos up together, this is absolutely proven beyond a shadow of doubt, but, we'll see. Because I don't know the future. I'm just speculating massively. Okay? This is incredible. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. That every span of these days in these different forms is this. And I'm going to equate all this to iPad Goat and scenes in iPad Goat, and your jaw is going to just pop off your skull if you're really in tune with what I'm showing you. If you have an open mind and you're not completely bogged down by religiosity or fear or a combination of both, or other things that would hold you back from understanding simple, basic truth. Okay, boom. Womp, womp, womp. Okay, anyway, so all these, look at this. Look at all these names of him. They all are these. It's staggering that this is the time. I mean, it just blows my mind. Woo! Okay, moving on here. Okay, and then look, Barack, as a last bit of smack, 216th day of the year he was born, which is just happens to be Barack. I mean, come on, people. And 216th day of the year is 6 times 6 times 6, and we have 666 being the midpoint of his name in English Gematria twice to get to that. I mean, woo, come on. Okay, now the 1111 sign is my brother Stan, and I reached out to him, and he responded to me, and I talked to him, and he's just a wonderful guy. I just was blown away. My brother Timothy, thank you, brother. He shared video on Telegram, and then I checked it out. I was check a lot of things out, and I was blown away with how he describes it. He does a great job, and he just covers some other aspects of this time frame of that, in his way and his experience that I'm not covering. And I knew about a couple of things, but I'll let him explain these things and things that happened and the whole process of how he got there and everything. And it's really good. And he's just very, concise and measured and a thinking person, and he's a good man. So I'm just thankful to, share what and he's got a good amount of views on this one. So, so far when I checked it out, it's great. Way more than me, which I have way more subscribers, but that's how it goes, That's how it goes. And I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy for him. I wish I could get as many views from as many subscribers I have, or even when I get half the views of my subscribers, I am blown away. And it never used to be that way. I was looking at a video of mine from a couple years ago, and I have several that are 50,000 views, 80,000 views, 100. This one was over 100,000 views. And at that time, I probably had like 10,000 subscribers, or maybe 10 to 12,000 subscribers or something like that. And it had 100,000 plus views. And if I get above 10,000 views now and I have 27,000 plus subscribers, I'm just shocked. Or I'm happy. I'm just like happy, because isn't that ridiculous? I mean, isn't that ridiculous? But anyway, so I'm very happy that I want him to have even more viewers. And I would ask you, if you go check this out, the link's in the description box below. If you go, just let him know I sent you, because I want him to be kind of blown away with, that I shared his video, and then also anybody that's on his channel that doesn't know about what I'm doing, let him know it's from, you came from Exalted Lamb. If you would, I would appreciate that. The more I can spread, someone could look at this video and go 1111. Well, what does that mean? And that's why I talked to him, and I wasn't expecting him to share everything I was sharing with him, but I said, hey, look, listen, Sam, this is what this all means. And because I'd like to know, something's going to happen 11/11. What is it? It has to do with the flood, as he shares. Well, what is that? What's a massive tsunami? It's going to hit both coasts, and 2 tsunamis are going to hit both coasts, and more stuff than that. So I would want to know that. So that's what I try to do. And I've asked people to share what I do, and it gets shared somewhat, but not as much as I would like. So if you're able to share some stuff with that, or for anybody, I am very appreciative, because the more people that know more detail to what's going on, I'm blown away, and I'm very, very thankful. That's the whole purpose. We want to share this with people, because when this stuff starts happening, they're going to be blown away that this has already been shared. So this has already been out there by the Lord, and then I'm just a servant, and I'm so thankful just to share what he's trying to share to the whole world, and I want way more reach than I have, but I'm thankful for what I have. I've reached over 3 million people with this, I've got over 3 million views so far, and technically with the analytics, over 1 million people, different people with this message of what's coming. Okay. And I want more though. I want 5 million, but whatever, we have a certain amount of time, and I'll take what I can get. So anyway, I just want to thank, no, I don't want to thank I'm being silly here. I mess with the helium font letters, and I would thank but no, I want to thank you. I want to thank you because I'm happy. I'm happy to thank you, the ones who have supported me. I gotta do that again. I want to thank, that's just what's coming. Okay. It's the Golden Gate. It's the eclipse. It's based on that annual eclipse that happened. It's in the middle of IPEC from last year. It's the sun being in the Golden Gate, all kinds of stuff I mentioned. So anyway, I want to thank you, because I'm happy for you who have supported me. So if you've supported me in, comments, prayers, giving, I so appreciate you. I can't even say. If you've given to me financially, I'm just so thankful. Some of the timing on some of those, I mean, literally, we were recently down to some little bit of funds, and then they just boom come in, boom, this or that, and then I'm just like, oh Lord. So it just blows my mind. The timing is incredible. I have a family of 6. It's just for years at times providing for my family, myself, and then relying on others and gifts and all that stuff. It's not easy. It's just not easy. If you've ever done that, or if you ever, it's not easy. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that it's not easy, and it's just I'm trusting God the whole time, all the time, and that's just what I'm about. I'm about trusting God on every single thing. And then the other thing I want to mention, again, thanking everybody, and if you've given, thank you so much. Just off the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Okay, I just want to emphasize that, because the people that give in any way, especially financially, they trust me with those funds, and I'm taking care of my family. That's just what I do. And I also want to take this time to tell everybody that I'm so blessed that a couple of videos ago, when I told everybody more what's going on with me with the sleep apnea and stuff, and I shared that, the Lord just said that He wanted me to share it at that time and to get into some detail about it. Then I had some people say, hey, turn off your phone. And I think it was 2 people. And God bless you. And then I had one person, and I've come to this understanding now as well. I wanted to share this. Another person, I can't find you, and you know who you are, okay? I can't find the comment. And I guess I could spend more time looking for the comment, but I've been really trying to get this video together. And then since then, I've really figured this out, because I'm kind of an experimenter. So I've tried like having my phone on, but then didn't have this, and then had this without that, and, tried different, figure out what's going on. And I've come to understanding that my phone being on plus not having this particular supplement has just destroyed me. And this little soft palate in the back of my throat that basically plumps up, or whatever it is, and it makes it hard to breathe. And so I've been miserable for 2.5 years at least, and it's getting worse and worse to the point where it got so bad I just said, Lord, either kill me or resurrect me. And He said, hey, say this in your video completely what's going on. And so a couple people said, turn off your phone. So I've done that. And then one person said one particular supplement, and it's a natural supplement. And oh my goodness, like, God bless you. Sorry. God bless you. Because I originally got it and took it, and I didn't realize the correlation of this. I was just taking a couple different things, and then I would stop or minimize the amount, and then see what's going on, which is actually happening. So I know what's causing, what's doing it. And after a little bit of experimenting, I figured out that the phone, some kind of attack with the phone, with the radiation or something, / not having this particular supplement of a natural herb, just basically with those 2 things, having that natural herb and tripling or quadrupling in the amount and not having my phone on is basically been the magic thing. And with realizing that and having the full dose that I've thought the Lord told me to have, which is 4 times the normal recommended thing, I think, and then not have my phone on, I literally yesterday, I've been having 7 hours, 6.5, 7 hours sleep. Last night I had 8 hours sleep, and I haven't had 8 hours. I haven't had 8 hours in easily 2.5 years. And before that, I could sleep as much as a little as I wanted to, no matter what, even with the phone on and all this stuff. And so I'm either being massively attacked by that, or it's just the radiation is getting worse and worse from the technology getting more and more like that. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to thank you. You know who you are. And if I find your comment, I will comment on that on the video and let you know personally. But thank you. My family thanks you, and I thank you. I have my life back. And God is amazing. I went through some of that for different reasons, but he wasn't intending me to stay there. And I guess I just didn't get this until I got it, and He made it super clear to me. And I had to be so fed up with it, I guess, to demand I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't explain any of this stuff, how this works all the time, but I am a new person. I am a new person. I can't even say. So God bless all of you. I know the ones who prayed, you got me here too. So, and the ones who given in any way or positive comments, you got me here too. So I ride positive comments. Negative comments, I let them go by the wayside, thankfully, and don't dwell on them, but I delete them, and they're not in my life because I don't want to look at them again. Because I don't focus on that stuff. I don't care. But the positive comments, I just love it, and I just see that I'm doing good, and that this is all the stuff I go through with physical, family, everything else is worth it. So God be praised. Thank you, Lord Jesus. So anyway, I'm done. So thank you so much, and God bless you, and I'll just leave it at that. Hopefully this massively blew your mind, and the part 3 is coming at some point. So we'll leave it at that. This is Exalted Lamb 1, over now.